Thursday, May 4th, 2023. What's up, my friend?
Lot of Star Wars references today. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, is that what it is? I'm
Yeah,
wondering. I'm like,
yeah.
what is the significance of May 4th in Star Wars? I'm like, was that when the first Star Wars
No,
premiered or something? Okay, it's just
no.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, I actually saw a bunch of people posting go up on Prize Picks. It's pretty funny. I don't know if you saw any of those, but they have like
No.
Obi-Wan, LeBron, and all these
Well, like a
likes.
free square kind of thing? Or
No, they like take the image of the player and they like turn it into like a Star Wars character. So
oh, I
it's
see.
kind of cool. I like how they have a little bit of fun with it.
Nice, nice. No, never my thing, Star Wars, really. Not
No. All
nah.
right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we do like basketball, so we can talk about that today. How about that?
For sure. For sure.
All right. So what do we got? Yeah, yesterday was good, I guess. Right. We went 2-2. The
Mm-hmm.
Jaylen Brown one that we put out early in the day that was a home run that cashed so early in the third quarter. He was on fire.
Yeah.
What else did we hit? We hit Marcus Smart. That was
Yep.
scary. That was scary because he was cruising, and then it was a blowout. So we knew
And
that was.
his shoulder got hurt. And I was like, I don't think he's coming back in the game. That's why we were
Yep.
texting, and then he ended up coming back in. So
Yeah,
that was
just
good.
enough, in a couple minutes, just enough to get an assist and cross the line. And then Embiid played out exactly like we said. He was pacing decently, and then blowout came, and they just sat him. So we knew
Yeah,
that
I
was
mean,
going to happen.
we discussed the Embiid first half as a possibility in case that happens, and
Yeah, we
I'd
should have
also
done
like,
that.
yeah, I'd also like to say my my prediction about the Boston -8 was good, right?
Yeah,
So
I anticipated a closer game. I didn't think that Boston would just trash them, but they stepped up defensively.
and
And
and they get hot from three.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and who was consistent again, Mr. Brogdon. So
Mr. Brogdon.
I'm to get you a Brogdon jersey by the end of the
All right.
year. All right, so tonight is similar though, right? You got the Lakers at the Warriors, right? So the
Yep.
away team, underdog, came in game one, took the victory, and now they're the Warriors are back against the wall. It's a must win, so very similar situation. -7 is the line. Warriors -7. Totals 227. So let's talk about the game first. Do you think that this will play out similar to last night, where the Warriors just kind of run away with this one, and the Lakers kind of walk away content, going back home 1-1?
I don't think so much it's a runaway. I think AD is a lot for Golden State to deal with. So I don't see this one. I don't see them running away with it, but I think it's almost a guaranteed win for Golden State here. I'd say, just
Yeah,
like Steph put them on the shoulders in Game 7. I could see another performance like that from him here as well.
yeah. Speaking of game one, AD and Looney both had 23 rebounds. Is
Yeah,
that correct? That's
yeah,
insane, man.
yeah. It is.
So that's really insane. It's particularly high for AD. I was looking at his history. He kind of caps
Mhm,
out around like 15 rebounds
mhm.
typically, but Looney's been just a total monster.
Yeah,
So that's a quick
it's
tease.
it,
We'll
it- yeah.
we'll
It's
get to
also
him.
kind of hard because I feel like they don't play this way in the regular season, right? Like Looney doesn't play these minutes, and Looney doesn't like to have this sort of game. Like that's why a lot of the matchup stuff and whatever it kind of goes out the window in the postseason. It's really a very much different game in the
Yeah,
postseason than
yeah.
it is in the regular season.
Bigger minutes, and the guys who kind of go maximum effort get the stats, right? Looney's a maximum effort guy.
Yeah.
So all right, so let's dive into today. Let's start on the Lakers side. You have any
Okay.
plays there?
Yeah, I have a few here. So let's start. We'll get this one off the plate here to begin with. I think AD over 26.5 points. I just saw it at plus 105. So if you wanted to bring it down a little bit, you could, I guess. He's done this in 4 of his last 6 against Golden State. When he plays 25 minutes, I think that just knocked out one game when he played less than 25. he's very nice on 1 day rest on the road this season. He's cleared that line in 11 of 14 and 10 of 12 when he's played 32 plus minutes. So this sets up for a situation that AD's excelled in all season long. So I just don't think they have an answer for him, right? They prefer to play small. They can play small with AD out there, and it's going to be hard to stop him. I think. What do you say?
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a force on the glass, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a big part of how he gets his points. I also think that LeBron, made a lot of points for him, at least in the first quarter, first
Mm-hmm.
half of the game. Driving down the lane, they collapse on LeBron, and AD's right there for a simple dunk. So
Yeah.
I don't see how any defensive scheme is going to stop that. So I think that's a good
Yes.
play tonight.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So that was one. Then I think I'm also leaning on Austin Reeves a bit. So despite taking the over on or liking the over on AD's points here, I also think he's going to get more attention paid to him for how much he dominated in game one, right? So I think that tamps him down a little bit. So I could see some of that usage and scoring and whatnot going to someone else. And I don't know if it's LeBron. I'm feeling Reeves here. I like his par, 23.5 par, minus 115. He's done this in 7 of 11 games on the road with LeBron and AD,
Mm-hmm.
averaging 26 par. He's done it in 4 of 7 playoff games. And then this is some of the stuff that I like about his game. He's drawing fouls on 12% of his postseason shot attempts, which is pretty good. Like he's pretty good at drawing fouls and getting to the line. So that only helps pad those numbers. And this postseason, he's only been assisted on 45% of his shot attempts, which is in the 88th percentile. So he's creating his own shot, which is always good. And he's good at those ancillary stats. Like if you check out his rebounds and assists, he's putting up some decent numbers there. So were you on
Yeah.
Reeves?
Yeah, I didn't have him. I was looking at him. I think the one that I liked most for him was two. I think his line was 2 3-pointers. I thought that looked
Mm,
pretty good too.
does
But yeah,
sound good.
I like him, and I like the par for him because his points are generally pretty consistent, but his rebounds and assists go up and down, so they tend to level each other out. So it's nice to
Yes.
have the flexibility of both stats. The other
Mm-hmm.
thing I really like about him is just the playing time. I think he played, what did he play, 38 minutes in the last
Yep.
game?
Mm-hmm.
And that's fairly consistent across the playoffs. He's out there big minutes. So I think he's a good guy. I mean, to certainly have a guy who's out there like almost the entire game is good play.
Yeah. I mean, you look at his last his playoff games 38, 34, 40, 42, 35. Yeah. It's you
Yeah,
gotta love
very
that. You gotta love
consistent.
that when you're betting on somebody. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, all
All right.
right. Then another one that I've been on throughout this postseason, and the odds have come down, so it's even a little bit of a better play here. LeBron 8 rebounds and 5 assists. It was up to like minus 130, I believe, towards the end of that Memphis series, and maybe even in Game One. You can get it right now at minus 110 on FanDuel.
Mm.
8 rebounds and 5 assists. When he plays 34 minutes, he's done this in 22 of his. He's cleared the rebounds in 22 of 23, and the assists in 35 of 43, with 43 plus. With 34 plus minutes. So
Yeah. What happened though in the last game with his assists? Right, he had like 4 assists in the first quarter and finished the game with
it
four
finished
assists.
with
Right.
4. Yeah, yeah.
What what
I don't know.
I didn't watch the full game, so I wasn't sure what changed. But that's the only part that concerns me. The 8 rebounds is almost a guarantee. I actually even liked his straight line on rebounds, 9.5 rebounds
Yeah, yeah.
tonight, just because he's done this in 2 of 3 versus Golden State. Yeah, 2 of 3 versus Golden State. The one that he missed,
Mm-hmm.
he had 9 rebounds and only played 26 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's done this in 5 of 6 playoff games where he played 35 plus minutes. So the rebound side is a home run. I would just,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a little concerned about the assist side just because of what happened last game. But
Yeah, but it's been in the playoffs. He's been I think that was just kind of like a aberration in the game for that single game. I think if you look at like historically, I think it's 5 assists for him in the playoffs is pretty good. So
Yeah, it's pretty low. It's pretty low for
yeah,
him.
yeah.
All right, cool. Very nice. Anybody else on the Lakers side?
I had one other that I stole from you from the last game, so I don't know if you're playing it again. So I'll wait on Dennis Schroeder unless you have him again.
I have all sorts of plays on him, but go ahead.
Okay. No, I just like his one steal at -140. 5 straight games, 3 straight against Golden State. He's getting a steal on 2% of Laker plays this postseason. So I think that Crush, he got that early in the game last time, right? I believe soon after he came
Yeah,
into the game, right?
it might have been the first quarter. If not,
Yeah,
it was definitely the first half.
yeah,
So yeah, he's good. I mean, and the don't forget the Warriors are just horrendous at handling the ball, so it's a great
yeah,
matchup for that as well. Let me continue with Schroeder. There's a lot of great plays on him. I like the steal. I like points, 8.5 points, -130.
hmm
In games, so I looked at the games this season that he's played with D'Angelo Russell because he's the guy who eats into his playing time, right?
hmm
So he's played 10 games this season where he played 25 plus minutes, which is what I think he played in game one. Right? Did Schroeder play 25 or did he play
I'll
more?
take a look. Yeah,
Um, but in those 10 games with 25 plus minutes, he cleared 8.5 points, 9 out of 10 games. So
he played
90% hit
31
rate.
minutes in game
Oh,
one.
he played 31. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. In the postseason, when he played 25 plus minutes, he has cleared this in all 3 games. The 3 games that he's played 25 plus minutes, he had 21 versus Minnesota, 12 versus Memphis, and 19 versus Golden State.
hmm
He's also cleared this against the Warriors in all 4 games this season, and he's averaging 17.3 points in those games. 3 of those 4 games, D'Angelo Russell played in. They were fairly recent
mm
games. So he's I think a really good play. If he gets 25 plus minutes,
hmm
I could see him putting up easily 9, 10, 12 points, something like that.
Yeah, I like it. I was listening to a Lakers podcast earlier, and they think they were talking about one of the kind of changes that they feel like the Lakers will make later on, like they're going to keep in their back pocket now, but is to actually have Schroeder start maybe later in the series as opposed to Russell, and kind of give him some good looks. So I think he matches up well with Golden State, and I think he's a good
Yeah,
play here. And
yeah,
it's obvious by the 31 minutes, that he played. This was much more than he played in the Memphis series.
yeah. So what I was reading as well, to support what you just said, and to support the pick that we put out this morning. So we like Jared Vanderbilt's,
Yeah,
par, but that's really mostly because he's just going to be on the floor a lot guarding Steph. But
yeah,
what I read in the article is when Vanderbilt comes off, Schroeder comes in to guard Steph, right? When
mm-hmm.
both of them are out, Russell was guarding Steph, and when Russell was guarding Steph, he was getting torched. So he's
Yeah,
a defensive liability.
big time.
And big time, right? So
Yeah.
I could see his minutes declining a bit, even though
Yep.
offensively he's been good. But
Yeah.
really, to win this series, they got to contain Steph. So I
Yeah.
could see
Yep.
Schroeder easily playing another 30 minutes tonight.
Yep.
Um, so I think it's a good play. The other take on this, all the stats are the same: 9 of 10, 4 of 4, points and assists, 11.5 is that line. You might want to go with that because it gives you a little bit more flexibility. So either one, I think, are good plays. I like them both.
Yeah. He's in a good spot here. His
Very good
lines all
spot.
all all look nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they reflect the playing time that he's going to get.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
okay, one more play on the Lakers side, going back to the King, LeBron James. So you and I were talking the other day. We said we got to focus every once in a while on first quarter bets. So I
Yeah.
looked at LeBron. I look at first quarter bets all the time, and they're
Yeah.
risky because it's a subset. But I particularly honed in on LeBron because I think his point line for the first quarter is 5.5 points, which is kind of low, right? But
Mm-hmm.
in the 3 games against Golden State this year, he's put up 3, 3, and 4 in the first quarter, including game one.
Mm-hmm.
In games, away games with AD, He's only cleared this in 4 of 23 games this year. That's a 17% hit rate.
Okay.
So,
Taking the
and
under on LeBron.
it's scary, right? But
All right.
the first quarter is the quarter to play LeBron, because if you watch the game, he's got a very interrupted flow in terms of how he plays the first quarter. He comes in, I don't know exactly what minute he comes out, but I think he plays about 5-6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out, AD stays
Yeah.
on the court, and then he comes back in usually for the last minute or two of the first
Yeah.
quarter. That's a very bad flow for a player to get a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors used to do that with Steph, and he
Mm-hmm.
hated it. He hated it because it's like once you get warmed up, you come right out. So I
Yeah.
actually think it's a bad setup for him to have a good first quarter, and I think that's probably why he doesn't heat up until the second quarter.
All
So,
right.
all right. So
I like that.
if you got nerves of steel today and you want to, or if the game's too late for you and you're not going to watch,
Yeah.
those are both good reasons to play LeBron first quarter under.
Dude, I don't. He has not. I think he's obviously he had the injury, right? He doesn't have the explosiveness he had before. He's been garbage from three, right? I think he's shooting like 17% from three this postseason.
Yeah, he was
And the last game he took 9 attempts, right? It was
Yeah, I
like
think he was 1 for 8 or 1 for 9 from 3. So
yeah. So yeah, he's just not, and that's also why I like the rebound and assist parlay for him, because I feel like that's how he can help the team more right now. And
definitely.
he's got not just AD anymore, but he's got he's got Reeves and got Schroeder and those sort of guys that are playing well offensively and can carry his loss offensively.
For sure.
Yeah,
All right. So are we good on the Lakers side? You ready to move
I
to
think
the
so.
Warriors? All
I
right.
think
That was good though. We got lots of options there.
yeah.
All right. Warriors, who are you liking there?
All right, Kevon Looney.
Yes.
Over 3.5 assists,
Ooh.
minus 125. Weren't
I was,
expecting that, right?
I'm
Or you were?
I'm not totally surprised, because I got excited when he saw that he had 5 assists last game, and then I
Yeah.
looked at his playoff output, and it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
So 5 of 6 overall, averaging 5.3 assists per game. When he played 28 minutes or more at home this season, he's cleared in 8 of 11.
Oh, that's nice.
Going back to last season, when he's played 28 minutes or more in playoff games, so we're just talking about playoffs this season, the last 9 of 12. Pretty good, 75% right there. And then these are some of the cleaning the glass stats here. 18 and a half assist percentage. That's in the 85th percentile for bigs. That means he's assisting on 18.5% of Golden State's plays, and an over a 1.56 assist to usage ratio, which is in the 97th percentile for bigs. So he's really been distributing the ball, kicking it out. He's a bit of a playmaker, this Looney.
I think I have a theory. I have a theory that his assists are probably directly correlated to his offensive rebounds, right? Because if
To
you
his offensive rebounds. Yeah, it makes sense.
right,
Yeah.
so if you think about most times that guys get offensive rebounds, they're like off balance, like not really in a great position to shoot, especially him.
Mm-hmm.
They're all
Mm-hmm.
hustle offensive rebounds, so he's probably getting a bunch of offensive rebounds, kicking them out to all these great shooters, and they're
Yeah.
just nailing them. So I think that's great. The Warriors hit between Clay, Steph, and
Yeah.
Poole. They had
Wiggins.
18
Yeah.
threes. Yeah, Wiggins
Uh-huh.
could have used one more three. But yeah, I like that a lot. I think his assists are good in this
It might
one.
be my favorite play today, actually. I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I liked his rebounds. I know it's like not like a surprise play, because
Yeah.
that's really been what he's been hot in, but 13 and a half rebounds, which is a lot for him if you look at his season average, but
Yeah.
5 for 8 in the playoffs. And the games, yeah, what he's been like, I think in the last 6 games, he's put up 20, 14, 22, 13, 21, and 23. So he's crossed 20 in 4 of his last 6 games. Like that's not even
Yeah.
close to 13 and a half. And
It's
he had
crazy.
23 against the Lakers. So I feel that like this is the last game you'll probably get Looney at 13 and a half. I think he'll put up another 18 plus rebounds tonight, and then it'll go up to 16 rebounds or something like that tomorrow for the next game. And then also it's about playing time, like you were saying before. He's played 8 games this season with 30 plus minutes, which he did the other day. He crossed in 7 of the 8 games this line, so I like it.
Yeah. I was looking to do something with like, could we do Looney and AD, 12 rebounds a piece? But that seems like a lot. It was like minus 180. It's pretty, not, that parlay together. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what's cool? I haven't seen it on the major sports books, but I think Prize Picks also offers sometimes like a combined player
Yeah.
output. I think that's really cool. If you could do
Yeah.
like combined rebounds between AD and Looney, 30 rebounds
40.
or something like that. 40. Yeah, that would be cool. All
Yeah.
right, cool. Who else do you like?
All right. It's hard to find value. It gets harder and harder as these playoffs go on to find value. So I feel like, we try to stay away from parlays as much as we can and do some straight lines. But I feel like, here to get some value, sometimes you got to do that. So this was interesting. I saw Steph to have 4 rebounds and 1 steal is minus 120. The steals he's done in 15 of 18 at home when he's played 34 plus minutes, 10 of 11 when it's on 1 day rest at home and 34 plus minutes, 5 of 6 against the Lakers, and all 4 home games in the playoffs so far, he's had a steal at home.
I like that.
Yeah, and same goes for the rebounds. All 4 home games in the playoffs, he's had 4 rebounds. When he's played 34 plus minutes this season, 37 of 44 games. I didn't write down the percentage, but it's very high and averaging 6 rebounds per game when he plays 34 plus. 18 of 20 at home when he plays 34 plus, averaging 5.6. And same as the steals, the last 5 of 6 against the Lakers. So,
That's nice. Cool. And that gives you minus 120?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I think the steal is almost a guarantee. So it's really, I was looking at that too. But the rebounds is pretty high hit rate, 37 for 44. I like that.
Yeah. And then a kind of a pivot off this, if you want to take the steal out, just sometimes I like these. We were doing it in that the Sun series with Durant and who'd they play in the first round? I can't remember now.
The Clippers.
Oh yeah, with Kawhi and Durant, I like those first couple games. So Steph, 27 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists is minus 110. 27 points, all 8 for 8 this postseason. Rebounds 6 for 8, and the assists 5 for 8. But everything you're hearing, Steph is probably gonna have the ball in his hands a bit more. That's a lot of the chatter going on, is one of the changes from game 1 to game 2. So I see I don't see as much of a problem with the assist line, even though it is 5 for 8 this postseason. Yeah, I thought that was another nice way to get some action on Steph here. Some lower lines.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I could see him putting up 40 points tonight. This is another game 7 for him, right? It's like they got to win this. So
you have to, yeah.
All right, cool.
All right.
Anybody else on the Warriors? All right, so my last play. You hate this guy. He ruined the game for the Warriors the other day, but Jordan Poole. I went with what did I have? The RA the other day, 4.5 RA.
Yep.
Which cashed purely on assists. I think he had 6 assists, 0 rebounds. I think he finished with. This time I like a plus money play, 3.5 assists.
Okay.
Plus 140. 70% hit rate this season at home. Let's start with that. He's 4 of 5 in the playoffs when he's played 22 plus minutes. So I think 22 minutes is for sure tonight. I think he played in the high 20s last game. And against LA this season, he is 5 for 5. 7, 6, 4, 4, and 6. So it seemed like the value was really high to get 4 assists at plus 140 when he's cleared in every single game against the Lakers this year and has been a good hit rate, 4 for 5 in the playoffs with decent play.
I love it. I love this play. And then this eluded me this morning when I was looking. It wasn't something I looked at, but I'm really liking that play, especially plus 140. That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't really understand it. I mean, maybe his playing time goes down. He had a decent game, didn't he? He just missed the big shot, right? But he actually played pretty well. So that's crazy. I mean, they had 3 guys hit 6 threes and they lost the game. I mean, how how is that possible?
Yeah.
All
Did
right,
you see that? You see that clip of Channing Frye and Tyrese Halliburton?
that was hilarious.
Yeah, it
Yes,
was good.
he was like,
He's like, I would have taken that shot was wide open, and that's what Halliburton said. And Fry was like, "Yeah, that's why you're sitting here with us and not in the
exactly,
playoffs." That was
and
good.
he said, you know, when I hit that in the playoffs, first round of the playoffs next year, I'm going to yell to you. So he's
That
good. I
was
like
good.
Halliburton. He's
Yeah,
funny.
me too. Yeah. All
All right,
right.
cool. Well, that does it. This will be a fun game, and we'll try to comb through this. I actually really like a lot of these plays today, so it's gonna be hard to choose our favorite. So make sure anything that we don't put up on Twitter that you consider, because these are all good picks today.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
All right,
Nice work.
enjoy.
You too.